understand that Columbine was a wake-up call. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Children are murdering children. Teenagers are carrying guns. Our schoolyards have become battlegrounds. Why? Because our children don't know any better. Race, violence, the terror, and
where the heck are you? You know, it's bad form for the guest of honor to arrive late. Seriously, the ceremony is starting any minute now. Where are you?
Hey, I can see you now.
Welcome to the big time, my friend.
This is my dad. 爸，这是昆兰。哦，他是我老板，也是我最好的朋友。
Hello, it's a great pleasure to meet you, sir. You know, your son is quite a star.
他夸我了。My dad thinks that you should give me a raise.
Hi, Loretta. Hello, nice to see you. Exciting. What's going on?
It's that Constitution thing again, free speech and all that.
Hey, that's free publicity. The VSD arranged all that for us, right?
You really are almost as good as I am, but not quite.
As for a design award, those things are really ugly.
Maybe, but I've reserved the ugliest one just for you.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your cheers for the 7th Annual BSD Design Awards.
慢一点，你知道这叫什么？啊？
爸，我给你拍个照片。
哎，好，
来，
哎，好了。
认不出我了，我是老胡。
可是老胡啊，是你呀，你这个家伙简直，哎呦！
Introduce to you the brightest star in the video game heavens, creative director of BTAC New Media, Mr. Detong Zhu.
Only 8 years ago, I was just another new immigrant, trying so hard to earn my living by selling the art on the street. But I believe if I work hard enough, one day I'll become one of you, a truly successful American. Today, this award proves that America is a true land of opportunity. I'm the living proof of that. I have a successful career, a loving wife, and an adorable child. I especially like to say thanks to my boss, Mr. John Quinlan. Finally, I would like to say thanks to all of you. I love you. I love America. And this is my piece of the American dream. Thank you.
How do you feel?
Everyone at BTAC New Media are very proud of Datong Zhu. He's a shining example of the dedication and professionalism we put into each of our video games. The last 5 years have been tough ones.
Mommy,
on our peers in the industry. And our soaring sales of our new titles.
Dennis, why did you hit Paul? He hit me too. It doesn't matter. You don't hit people. You know better than that.
Dennis, I want you to apologize to Paul.
It's no big deal.
Yes, it is. Come on. Apologize to Paul.
I was gonna win.
Say you're sorry.
Kids fight, they make up. Just let it go.
Come on. Count 3. 1, 2, 2.5.
大同，
Say that you're sorry.
He said you were sorry.
当面教子，背后教妻，啊。
I'm home.
回来了。
回来了吧？
But I will wash you.
哇，做这么多好吃的。Hey, sweetheart, what are you doing?
I'm washing Bentley stomachs.
爸，
回来了。今天下午啊，他有点不舒服，可能是着凉了，肚子疼，我给他刮痧了。
No fever. Tell me okay. 爸，你说什么？刮痧？
啊，
你怎么不给他吃药啊？
您药瓶上都是英文字儿，我看不懂。
Jenny, when I was a kid, they wash me all the time. Don't worry.
Why home so late? You've been drinking.
Hey, guys at work just opened a bottle of champagne to celebrate. Don't I get any welcome home hug, huh?
No.
Oh. Daddy was wrong to hit you today. Daddy's sorry.
You never hit me before. Dads who hit their kids are not good daddies. I'm staying with Grandpa today.
Oh.
这小家伙怎么坐这儿来了？
他说今天我打他，他现在不理我了。
哦，小家伙那么小心眼啊，还能跟爸爸记仇吗？嗯，爸是亲，妈是爱，不打不骂不成才。
What did Grandpa say?
Grandpa said that Daddy hit you for your own good. Because Daddy loves you.
Then I hit Paul because I love him.
Okay, everybody. Oops.
What are you doing?
Second-hand smoke steak for Dennis. 爸，你喝点什么？
啊，哦，
爸，
好好，来喝点红酒吧。啊，今天是大同的好日子。
Mind your manners, young man.
Grandpa never used a fork.
Grandpa's grandpa.
Mom be Grandpa too.
来，筷子，那你会说筷子吗？
筷子。
哎，说的真好。
Chopsticks. Say it English.
来，
专家们都说，
嗯
小孩用筷子锻炼手指头会比较聪明。
筷子。
真聪明。
Don't you think that our rules of speaking English when Dennis was at home might make Daddy feel uncomfortable?
Dennis is applied to Chesterfield School next year. Without a proper English-speaking environment, how's he going to get in?
哎呀，我真没想到今天能遇见老霍。我们两个有10几年没见了。哎，他跟我说，带一个什么赌船上去，到那儿还能领15块钱，是吗？
爸，那不是领，是发给你的。
来，祝贺你啊！
祝贺！
来。
Dennis.
Dennis sometimes gets a little too rowdy.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Mr. Sue, Dennis got into a fight again. He hit Paul Quinlan and told me it's because he loves Paul.
Sorry. They running did it again.
Not they. Your Dennis hit my son.
Can Miss Dennis do something I told him? I'll talk to you tonight.
See ya.
Thank you.
Dad,
Dennis?
I want to go to Paul's birthday party tomorrow.
Why not? The thing you were so excited about it.
Because he told other kids I peed in my pants.
Oh. Can you keep a secret? When I was your age, I used to pee in my pants too.
Really?
Really? All geniuses wet their pants.
still putting your pants?
It's like this. After you get married, you are not supposed to wear your pants anymore.
Dad, I'm going to get married too.
Not yet. You're right in the middle of the bedtime story.
Go ahead. Make sure you have him brush his teeth.
Oh, have I ever forgotten? See you soon.
See you.
So where were we?
The Monkey King versus the Demon.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay. So, even though the Monkey King has superhuman power and can beat the demon, his master, Tang Sheng, has come under the beautiful demon's evil power. He accuses the Monkey King of all kinds of bad things that he didn't do and forces him to go far away. But after the Monkey King leaves, the beautiful demon captures Tang Sheng in order to eat him for dinner. So, yeah, speaking. What? Where? Which station?
After the first time, once, twice a week, now, here, call me.
Oh, sure. Excuse me, where's my father?
Who is your father? Oh, the little Chinese guy back in the corner.
Thank you.爸，
大同，
你怎么了？
这老霍他出事儿了。
Excuse me, he's my father. What happened to the diabetes?
DOA. He died. Heart attack. It happens.
So,
Where are you?
oh,
I called him twice and no answer.
I was at the police station.
What happened?
There has,
Is he okay?
yeah, has a visit of the emergency.
What was Dennis? Is he with you?
He was home, asleep.
You left him home all by himself?
Oh, Jesus, you call home.
你车开太快了，是不是违法呀？
爸，我把孩子单独留在家里已经违法了。Doctor! I need a doctor! Thank you.
Daddy, I'm a big boy. I won't cry.
Good baby. Natural! He's still a baby.
The wound is deep. It's going to require 5 or 6 stitches. We'll have to do some tests first, and we'll need to keep him here tonight for observation.
大头，大头 Where's Dennis?
He's inside. No. I'm going now. They're having the x-ray.
What happened? Where's he hurt?
He hit his head.
How could you leave him home all by himself?
It's an accident. I think you can understand that. It's you. You call in the middle of the night. I mean, your call wake him up.
What? Shh. This is a hospital. Please be quiet.
Mind your own business.
Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Doctor, you better take a look at this.
Notify the hospital social worker right away.
Okay.
哎，你怎么不开灯啊？孩子怎么样了？怎么就你们两个回来了？
医生说要观察一下嘛。
啊，
不摔的孩子长不大。你说的，甭担心啊。
哎，
爸，你抽吧，我不介意。
我不抽了，我不抽了。
The doctor told me that within a year after these tissues are removed, there won't be any scar tissue at all.
I just want to take my baby home. He's so little to be in the hospital all by himself. He must be terrified.
Hey, you look back at all this as an adventure you can still remember.
Pictures of you.
Hello?
Are you Mr. Datong Zhu?
Stop right there. Stop.
Yes, I am. Who are you?
Daddy!
Dennis, I'm coming to pick you home.
Stay where you are, Mr. Zhu. This child is under the supervision of the Child Welfare Agency now.
What are you talking about? There must be some mistake.
Yeah, what is the Child Welfare Agency?
This is a special order of supervision signed by the municipal court.
To supervise what?
It is the opinion of the CWA that this child has suffered long-term abuse and neglect.
Huh?
And in order to ensure his safety, he's being moved to a state foster care facility.
What are you talking about? Oh, I abused my own child? No, it's crazy. You're talking crazy. I'm coming here to take him home, and that's what I'm going to do. Come on, off my way. Wait.
What are you going to let him go? Let me go!
Let my wife go.
48 hours from now, the day after tomorrow at 3 p.m., the court will convene a special hearing, and then you'll be able to state your case.
What is the court?
Yes!
Why do I have to go to the court to get my son back?
Because it's the law, Mr. Hu. And prior to that date and time, if either of you come within 500 feet of your child, you'll be held in contempt of court.
Good morning, Mr. Shu.
Good morning.
Yeah, there's a document that needs your signature.
Where's John?
At court.
Court? Why does he have to go to court?
Because he wanted to oversee this personally. Somebody has to do the dirty work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Taking his own sweet time.
My company, my time.
I need to talk to you.
I know. I'm late, but I've got great news. The anti-violence lobby put up a good fight, but the First Amendment works both ways. The judge ruled in our favor on all points.
I really need to talk to you.
This is over your new game. You should be happy.
I've run into some kind of trouble. I need your help.
His father's name is Datong Zhu, a Chinese immigrant who's been in the U.S. for 8 years.
This kind of thing makes me sick.
Well, burn this image into your memory because we're here to make sure that this never happens again. Now listen up. We have 34 hours until the hearing. So I need you to get everything there is to get on Datong Zhu and his wife. Their family, relationship, co-workers, babysitters. I need you to get everything, and I need it now.
34 hours is not enough time.
He's going to be 6 in a few weeks. And from that day on, I want his life to be free of fear and pain. Now move.
The moon is dead.
对不起，对不起，我再做点别的。
哎，不用，哎，不用客气，
别紧张啊。
没事。
important to worry about. All hostage is already too much for him. When Dennis comes back, everything should be all right again.
哎，大虫啊，丹丹今天回来是吧？回头我给她做好吃的。
行啊。
哎，你别管了，放着。
爸，医生可能会让他多留院2天。你不用担心，就为了谨慎而已啦。你走了啊？
爸走了。
多留院2天。
I have to say it again, I'm not entirely comfortable with this. Family law is a very specialized field. There's still time for me to ask for a continuance of the hearing so that you can get someone who's qualified.
John, you know how much I love Dennis. You're the best lawyer I know and my very best friend. I mean, who's better to help?
Son, I'm an intellectual property rights lawyer.
Oh, and so Dennis is my work of art, and he's my best creation, and I have property right over him, right? They make a mistake, and all we have to do is to point that out, and I can bring Dennis home. I'm counting on you.
How come it doesn't look like the courtroom on TV?
Because it isn't a courtroom, Mrs. Zhu. Does either of the counselors have a problem with my holding hearings in chambers? To tell you the truth, it's because I can't stand that awful echo in the courtroom when no one's in the gallery.
No problem, Your Honor. John Quinlan, attorney for the defense.
Why is it I've never seen you around here before, Mr. Quinlan?
I've never had the honor, Your Honor. I deal mostly in intellectual property rights cases.
Apples and oranges, Mr. Quinlan. The two areas of law have virtually nothing to do with each other.
Well, yes, of course. And so I've told my client, but he insists on my representing him. Also, I'd like to have the record show that my client only had 2 days' notice of this hearing, thus allowing me only 24 hours preparation time.
I think we're putting the cart before the horse here, Counselor. This hearing is for the purpose of determining whether there is sufficient evidence to warrant court proceedings. So take off your lawyer caps. And before we get caught up in these formalities, let's just talk about the matter. Would the Child Welfare Agency care to start?
Yes, Your Honor. We're prepared to proceed in any way you see fit. 3 days ago, we received a telephone call from the social worker on duty at St. Matthew Hospital informing us of a possible case of child abuse discovered as the result of a medical examination by Dr. Michael Longman. Upon administering treatment in the ER to Dennis Hsu, Dr. Longman had reason to suspect that Dennis had been the subject of physical abuse.
I've read the report, Miss Avery. Very thorough, as usual.
As you can see, the medical report indisputably proves that Dennis Hsu has been the subject of deliberate, long-term neglect and abuse.
Objection. No foundation, just conjecture and speculation.
This is a hearing, not a trial, Mr. Quinlan. But you make a fine point.
In order to supplement the medical report, you'll note that we've provided additional evidence.
Your Honor, we haven't received any copies of any evidence or reports related to this case.
I thought you provided them with copies.
Sorry, Your Honor, an oversight.
I don't know how this could have happened.
Your Honor, the CWA is currently carrying out a full investigation of this case and has located a considerable number of witnesses, all of whom are prepared to testify regarding Mr. Detong Zhu's violent nature and the neglect and abuse he has inflicted on his young son, Dennis.
And I can produce 100 witnesses to testify that he is a good husband and father who'd rather die than see his family harmed. I count myself chief among those witnesses.
As my colleague just stated, we are in the midst of a full investigation, but we will not be calling any witnesses. We feel there is no need.
She doesn't have any witnesses.
Oh, I think she doesn't need any.
Your Honor, I have incontrovertible evidence that I feel will quickly settle this matter in the court's mind.
Your Honor, perhaps I don't understand family law, but I do understand Datong Zhu. These accusations are ludicrous, laughable.
Perhaps you don't understand your friend as well as you think you do. According to the doctor's report, the condition and coloration of the bruises were inflicted 2 days prior to Dennis's head injury. We believe that these photographs are sufficient evidence to demonstrate that Dennis Xu lives in a dangerous home environment and should remain under the protection of the state.
Please return to your seats.
How could you do this to your son? Is there something you forgot to fill me in on? Did you think no one would notice your son's back looks like a piece of roast beef?
That is Gua Sha, a traditional Chinese medical treatment. Dennis had a stomachache that day, and Gua Sha is simply a cure. A home remedy, you call it. I had this done on me endless time when I was a kid.
If this is what you call some kind of a treatment, I'd hate to see what you consider to be child abuse.
If you two want to chit-chat, we can all go home. Does the defense have something more to add?
No.
Yes, I do. I think you don't understand. You know, Gua Sha is a traditional Chinese medical treatment used for nearly all kinds of illnesses. For thousands of years, Chinese medicine has recognized that there are 7 jing and 8 might. An example is like small streams that runs into rivers and in turn flows into a sea. A person's body has an invisible but very complex system of visual network, just like the computer network. And also, the human qi from Dantian finally goes through Dantian. It's the same principle.
He's your client. What does he say?
It's a kind of...
Western mind doesn't understand a word you're saying. Perhaps I should put it another way. What does it say on every Missouri license plate?
Show me states.
Precisely. Can you get an authoritative medical expert to back your testimony in plain English that an old country judge can understand?
Yes, I can try.
Did you do this Gua Sha to your son yourself? Mr. Zhu?
Yes, I did it myself.
No, it wasn't him.
经理，别乱说，别忘了我们在提爸爸
I
律法。
warn you, this hearing must be conducted in a language we all can understand. Do you have something to add to this discussion?
No, Your Honor.
Let me ask you one more time for the sake of clarity. Did you do this Gua Sha to your son?
Yes, I did.
Then until I'm shown otherwise, I have no choice but to conclude that Dennis Xu lives in an unsafe home environment and should be kept under the supervision of the Child Welfare Agency, pending a full trial on the charges.
I had a long and very enlightening conversation with Judge Horowitz this morning. And as usual, there's good news and bad news.
What's the good news?
The bad news is you made a travesty of the preliminary hearing.
It's my lawyer. I mean, he just didn't defend me. I always thought that he was my very best friend.
The way I hear it, you blindsided him by not telling him the full extent of your son's injuries.
But I didn't think that...
That's your whole problem. You didn't think. Those bruises on your son's back are the strongest evidence against us. The CWA has built their entire case around them.
It's just Gua Sha, a Chinese medical treatment.
So you said. But we have to be able to prove that in court. If we can't justify those photographs, you'll never see Dennis again.
And the good news?
The good news is, because your legal counsel was unfamiliar with family law and because the CWA did not provide copies of their documentation to you prior to the hearing, Judge Horowitz has granted us a second hearing.
I would think so.
Hey, look, I don't think you appreciate how lucky you are. A second hearing before a trial is unheard of.
Thank you so much, Ms. Marion. We really do appreciate you taking on our case. Will they keep my son in custody the whole time?
Oh, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get my son back, I'll do it.
The only problem is we have to prove that Gua Sha is a bona fide medical treatment. From what I know, there's nothing about it in any American medical textbooks. And those Jing and Qi that you were talking about can't be proved scientifically.
Chinese doctors in Chinatown do Gua Sha all the time.
Judge Kong, no one will testify. We tried asking already. Gua Sha is not recognized as a legal form of treatment under Missouri law.
So you're telling me that it was illegal to Gua Sha dentist?
Yes.
Great! Great! But they're saying that I abused my own son. It's two totally different issues, right?
Mr. Zhu, as much as I hate to admit it, you may have a point there. Perhaps our best plan is not to dwell on Gua Sha, an illegal paramedical treatment, but rather to prove that Datong Zhu is a good father. So, we need to provide ample evidence that you're an exemplary parent who loves his family and loves his child.
When Dennis was 6 months old, he was already able to sleep by himself. He was never afraid of the dark or monsters under the bed. From the time he was 3, he was just like a little man. I remember when my wife and I took him for walks, he made us stop at every intersection and look both ways before we could cross. Do you think that works?
You are talking about how much Dennis loves us, not how much we love him.
大同啊，你有事儿可别瞒着我。那丹丹是不是伤得很厉害啊？
爸，你想到哪去了？我们待会儿就可以见到丹丹。这是我一个比较重要的报告，得好好准备，对吗，杰尼？
爸，没事儿，真的没事儿，他是得好好准备一下。
那孩子为什么不能回来呢？
美国是这样，孩子受了伤，一般要有国家出面照顾一阵子。
哎。
Dennis, Mom came to see you.
丹丹
Come on.
Daddy and Grandpa.
Yeah, say hello to Grandpa.
丹丹，你看爷爷给你带什么来了？啊
Say thank you.
这怎么了？这是不是这儿出毛病了？
我也不太清楚，前一阵子不是这样，我去问去。
Don't want me anymore. Their parents don't want him either. That's why I'm here.
Who said they don't want you anymore? Of course I want you. Daddy and Mommy love you so much. We love you. It's only that you still have to stay here for 3 days. Because the doctor said you're not well yet, you know?
Dennis, I want to go home. I don't like it here. I promise I'll be a good boy from now on. I won't hit Paul. I won't let my kids. I promise, Mommy.
Okay, Dennis. Mommy and Daddy will take you home.
I remember once, when Dennis was 3, we were in the park, and he really wants a hot dog from a vendor. I just turned away for a minute, and when I looked back, he was gone. I think I would have gone crazy.
Stop. You can't tell them about Dennis getting lost. If you say things like that, they will use it against us.
Our little Dennis has a bad wetting problem. I always worry about it. But I never criticize him for it. I don't want to hurt his feelings. And so every night that I set out, I would go to his room, pick him up, take him to traffic. Do you think that works?
Will they ask us if he had ever considered taking Dennis to see a doctor? What medicine is taken? Should we bring his medical records along?
So maybe I should talk about the time that we sent all the way to Beijing for that pen farm?
Don't say anything about Chinese medicine or pianfang, all right? Do you know how to say pianfang in English?
A father loves his son. That's the way the world works. Why do I have to prove my love? Making up speeches, What the hell are we doing, Jenny? It's turning upside down. Everything is turning upside down.
Okay, Doctor. We've come this far. We can get through this. It's for our son. We should do this for him.
Only £4. She's fragile, like a little monkey. He's my son, my inheritor of life. He's going to grow up as a man. You get married. And continue the Shu's family bloodline in the circle of life. As I think about him, his entire life still ahead of him, I feel the awesome responsibility of a father. But I take that burden joyfully and gratefully. When his innocent eyes look at this world, a world full of strife and turmoil, I want him to see the good things, to have strength in mind to face every challenge. I want to bestow upon my son the gift of hope. I was happy and joyful that he was born in America. Dream about his future, hoping that my son will become a scientist, an artist, billionaire, or even a president. But I don't think that way anymore. All that matters is he have peace, true happiness, and good health. Your Honor, I'm proud to be a father. And like all fathers, I love my son more than anything else. That's all I have to say.
Does the prosecution also have a beautiful performance for us?
Very moving performance indeed. The facts of this case, however, seem to be at odds with Mr. Zhu's fanciful script. The CWA has several witnesses to show us another side of Mr. Datong Zhu, the real Mr. Zhu.
Miss Marin, have you seen the CWA's list of witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I have no objections.
The CWA calls Mr. Donahue Oberman. Your Honor, this is Donahue Oberman, doorman at the Royal Court Apartments where the Zhus live.
Mr. Oberman, this is an informal hearing, so stack a Bible swearing it is not necessary. But I am counting on you to tell the truth, because if you don't, I'll throw the book at you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Oberman, I want to take you back to the night of the 13th of this month. Were you on duty that night?
I'm always on duty.
So the answer to the question is yes.
Ask your question in a direct manner, Mr. Davis.
Yes, Your Honor. Did Mr. Zhu leave the building at about 9:30 that night?
Yes, sir, and he was in an awful hurry.
Was his son Dennis with him when he rushed out of the building in this awful hurry?
No, sir. Mr. Shu was all by himself.
Then where was his son?
Alone in the apartment. Mrs. Shu hadn't come home from work yet. She does real estate and whatnot, and the boy's grandfather, he was at the police station waiting to be picked up.
Your Honor, we may as well add omniscience and omnipresence to Mr. Oberman's resume and call him God. This testimony is hearsay at best.
Then, Mr. Davis, wafer thin. Strike one.
But, Your Honor, I intend to...
What you intend is not important. What you accomplish is.
Yes, Your Honor. We're finished with this witness.
Do you have questions for this witness, Counselor?
No questions.
You're excused.
I'd like to call our second witness, Ms. Consuelo Rico.
Anything I need to know about her?
I don't know. I don't even remember.
Your Honor, this is Consuelo Rico. She was the attending nurse for Dennis Xu in the ER at St. Matthew Hospital. Ms. Rico, coincidentally, you were in attendance the day Dennis Xu was born.
Yes, I'll never forget that day as long as I live.
Please, tell us what happened.
Gladly. That day, an Oriental pregnant patient came in. Her name was Jiang Mingxu. She was in bad shape. Her water had broken. The baby was in the wrong position. I was instructed by Dr. Grant to call her husband because she might have to have an emergency C-section.
So, Mr. Xu wasn't even present for the birth of his first child? The inheritor of his lifeblood in the great circle of life?
I had to page him because apparently he was in some meeting that was more important than the birth of his child.
Objection.
Let us try to confine ourselves to the facts of the matter, shall we?
This is what the wife told us. Anyway, he finally returns his page. And after explaining everything that was happening, he had no regard for the life of the child whatsoever. He said, save the wife, not the child.
Hey, that is just common sense. 留得心善在，哪怕没柴烧。Your Honor, I mean, if my wife leaves, we can always have more children, but if she dies...
Okay, calm down, okay?
So you don't even give the child a chance to live? You Orientals are barbaric!
Quiet! Quiet! I will not have this outburst or this blatant racism in my courtroom. Other questions, Counselor?
I only have one simple question. Since he said to save the wife and not the child, you accuse him of child abuse. But if he had said to save the child and not the wife, would you now be accusing him of wife abuse? No further questions, Your Honor.
So far, Mr. Davis, all your so-called testimony has been circumstantial at best, not to mention prejudicial. Nothing said thus far would ever stand up in actual court. Why you would try these stunts in this hearing is beyond me.
Your Honor.
That too, Mr. Davis.
Your Honor, 5 years ago, when Dennis Xu was struggling for his right to live, his own father cold-heartedly gave instructions that would have doomed him to death. Today's testimony clearly shows that not only is Detong Xu a neglectful parent, but that he had no real desire to become a father in the first place.
You don't know me. You people know nothing about me. First, you come to take my baby boy away, and now you come in here telling nothing but filthy lies.
Sit down and keep quiet.
What? I'm not allowed to speak? They're heaping to scrap on me, and I'm not allowed to defend myself?
Yes, Your Honor, sit down and let me do my job.
Just go ahead. So far, you've asked me one question.
Would a night in jail help your client's disposition, Miss Marin?
Tempting, but not necessary, Your Honor.
Is there more to this dog and pony show, or shall we all cut our losses and go home?
A moment, please, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'd like to call forth a new witness, not on our original list.
Your Honor, I've been more than flexible up to this point, but this is against procedure, and I don't like surprises.
This entire proceedings have been full of surprises, so we may as well let the party go on.
Thank you, Your Honor. The CWA calls Mr. John Quinlan.
Mr. Quinlan, do you plan to play every role in this procedure?
I didn't plan any of this.
All right, Mr. Quinlan, let's get straight to the point, shall we? Now, Mr. Xu is an employee of BTAC New Media, and also your close friend, is that right?
Yes, he is an employee, and I'm proud to call Datong Xu my friend.
In what sort of business is BTAC New Media engaged?
We design and distribute video games.
Quite so. You're known in the industry for your cutting-edge technology and high-quality graphics. I happen to have some of your games
What
here.
a coincidence.
Death Quest. Hell Racers, Malcolm's Massacre.
We also created Dream Seekers, the Sally Says educational series.
But you weren't picketed by concerned citizens protesting the excessively violent content of any of those now, were you?
Those groups target all video game designers.
That may be, but BTAC New Media is consistently an industry leader in violence complaints. I also have a few video captures of scenes from some of your more popular games. The graphics are astonishingly realistic. Like this Guardian of the Universe character who punches his fist straight through his enemy's chest, complete with anatomically correct blood and guts flying everywhere. Or this one, where the hero delivers a single kick and his enemy's head splits open, brains oozing out.
Is this charming little show going anywhere?
Who created and designed these images?
Video game design is a collective activity.
Yes, but someone had to initiate the creative vision for the game, yes? Someone recently received an award for his video game design, especially for his design of a violent, all-powerful monkey.
Yes?
And that someone would be...
Da Tongzhu.
So many family organizations are against violence in entertainment because this constant exposure to violence causes children to imitate what they see.
There's absolutely no proof
that at the ceremony where Mr. Zhu was being honored, your son Paul and young Dennis Zhu got into a fight over one of your violent video games.
How did you know about that?
Boys will be boys. They'll get in their scuffles. But wasn't Mr. Zhu's reaction more than excessive? The fact is, Mr. Zhu flew into a violent rage and struck Dennis fiercely on the head.
It wasn't like that.
Did the Zhu in your presence hit Dennis Zhu?
Your Honor, it is not illegal for a father to discipline his son in public.
Assault and battery is not discipline. Did he or did he not strike his son?
Your Honor, I have an objection before this court.
Answer the question, Mr. Quinlan.
Enough, both of you. It falls to me to determine if it was discipline or abuse. Not you. Your answer, Mr. Quinlan.
Yes, he did.
But it only takes one look at the work De Tongzhu is engaged in day in and day out to see that this is a man steeped in the culture of violence.
Culture of violence?
No.
The character in my latest video is adapted from ancient Chinese storytelling. Sun Wukong is a good-hearted, compassionate, righteous hero. He represents our traditional value and ethics.
Oh, traditional values and ethics, Mr. Zhu?
We don't have to play hardball.
We do if we want to hit a home run, sweetheart. Now, I've read Journey to the West in English, the book that this character is drawn from. So why don't we take a closer look at the values and ethics practiced by this Chinese monkey, Sun Wukong. Here's a story where peaches that take 9,000 years to harvest are entrusted to Sun Wukong. Yet this ethical Chinese monkey appropriates the entire harvest for himself. And when the poor farmers resist him, he totally destroys their orchard. Now, here's another example of this creature's value system. A certain deity creates the pill of eternal youth. Oh. Well, not only does old Sun Wukong consume the entire supply without regard for the life or well-being of anyone else, but he also overturns their furnace and destroys the workshop that had taken millennia to construct. Now, if such a murderous, vulgar, devious,
Chinese monkey is what Mr. Detong Zhu refers to as an example of values and ethics. Well, then I can pick you up. You know nothing about Chinese culture. This is life.
Stop it! Your tactics are not appreciated in my courtroom, Mr. Davis. Let him go. Mr. Zhu, not only have you failed to prove that Gua Sha is a bona fide medical treatment, but your behavior in my court, provocations or not, has shown you to be a dangerous man. Hence, I ordered that Dennis Zhu be kept under the supervision of CWA. This case is going to full trial. Now, get out of my courtroom. All of you.
What do we do now?
Oh, you've done plenty. I cannot help you if you attack the prosecution in court.
Look, but you can tell. He's driving me crazy.
Of course he is. It's his job. Look, you heard the judge. Like it or not, you're going to trial. All I can do now is lobby for an early court date.
So how long would that take?
3 months at the earliest.
You mean Dennis has to stay in the same place for 3 months?
Look, if you don't make some serious changes to your attitude, he may have to stay there forever.
No, I want my son back. I mean, no matter it takes.
Oh,
please, I'll listen to you this time.
It's going to take a lot more than you imagine.
No matter how.
All right. The CWA's entire case is aimed at you. There's a remote chance that they'll let your son return home if you and your wife separate.
What kind of a solution is that? I can't do that. I won't do that. No way. I won't agree.
I agree.
建宁啊，你来了。你跟我说实话，出了什么事儿啊？你早晨你们出去说接孩子回来，人呢？我在中国呀，还算个知识分子。可是到这儿我成了聋子，成了哑巴。幸亏我还有一双眼睛啊，我还能看出个1、2、3来。我年纪大了，我经的事情多了，我没那么脆弱。那丹丹，她怎么了？她到底出什么事儿了？建宁啊，你们要瞒我到什么时候啊？
I don't want to talk to you.
Datong, I'm so very sorry. I tried to tell you.
I said I don't want to talk to you. Would you please give me a break?
I couldn't lie. They knew everything.
Leave me alone. I don't have the time or the inclination to help you to justify your action. I just want to get my son home to get my life back.
And that's why more than ever you need this job.
I considered you as my friend, but you sold me out. How the hell do you expect me to work with you again?
I just told the truth. You shouldn't have hit Dennis.
Why? My own son. I hate him to show my respect for you, to give you face, you know?
What kind of twisted Chinese logic is that? You have to hit your own son so you can show respect to me? What did you say?
Okay, let me share this final Chinese proverb with you. 道不同，不相与谋。
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning. Your performance in court yesterday was absolutely brilliant.
A monkey's just a monkey. Hey, speaking of monkeys, that book about Sun Wukong, Journey to the West? Whew, I couldn't put that book down for 2 days and 2 nights. You ever heard of that book?
I think you should leave.
Sweetheart, you're unhappy about something.
Why do you think that is?
We won the case, didn't we? I told you I'd take care of things.
Well, winning and being right are two very different things. And because we won, this child no longer has a father. What if we're wrong? You know, if we're going to continue working together, I don't ever want to see a performance like that in court again. Do you understand? I have read Journey to the West, and you lied to the judge. Sun Wukong is not the devil you made him out to be. You did that on purpose to provoke Zhu.
Of course I did. That's why you hire me. And it won us the case.
Nobody won the case. We all lost. Especially the child.
怎么了？出什么事了？
好儿子，难得你一片孝心。
简宁
Dad knows.
What did Dad knows?
Dad, I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my promise. I told Dad everything. That we lost in court. Dennis can come home.
How can you do this? How can you do this? You idiot!
How about you?
You were the one who messed everything up. What's this? What's this? Don't tell me just make this perfect. You're going to job, right?
I know what I'm doing.
You always know the right thing to do, don't you? Okay. All of this is my mistake. I left my son at home alone. I did Gua Sha to him. I lost him in the court. And I quit my job now. I've got it all figured out. But I only can't get my son back.
Here we are.
I'm sorry. If I didn't tell him, I would have gone crazy.
It's not your fault.
Why is this happening to us? Where did we go wrong?
I don't know.
Would you like some coffee?
好，谢谢啊，高飞。我来我是要告诉你，我告诉你啊，是我给丹丹，丹丹刮痧。
刮痧？
对，刮痧的是我，
It's all right.
对，你看，我啊，you， 我给，丹丹
And Dennis.
是我给他刮痧的，是我。
You're saying you're the one that did Gua Sha to Dennis?
不是大同啊，
大同？
这个刮痧的不是他，不是大同。
You're saying Datong didn't do it?
不是大同。
No?
Where could that have gone? He always stays in the neighborhood on peaceful walks.
Don't worry. Bear can take care of himself.
At home, if you move out, I have to take care of poor Dennis' father. I don't know if I can handle it by myself.
He will just be one less person that you have to take care of. And you are not by yourself. We are only living apart for just a short while.
But we don't know how long this could go on. Maybe if you move out, you will never come back.
You are not going to get rid of me that easily. And our son will be able to come back. And we can stop worrying.
I don't want you leaving.
Why not? Oh, I almost forgot what a jealous wife I had. Look at me. You think any other woman would want me in this condition? I'll call you every day. We'll make dates just like when we first met. Okay?
爸，
上哪去啊？
上哪去了？
我
回去。
Thanks, John.
Zhenming, just now, Datong's father told me that he was the one that Gua Sha Dennis, that it wasn't Datong. But why? Why did you say in court that he was the one who did it?
Because he's Chinese.
伙呀，我想我怎么着，我都得来跟你聊聊不成啊！哎呦，我想了好几天了，我还是决定回去了。我在这儿，我帮不上孩子忙啊，我还净给人家添乱。你就说刮痧这个事儿，你在中国几千年了吧？这怎么到了美国他就说不清楚了？大同啊，你不用劝我，我已经拿定主意了。我回去好赖还有个事儿做。你说在这儿，
爸，你说什么呀？妈死得早，回北京就你一个人，我放心不下。
有什么放心不下的呀？那边人都说中国话。我回去跟那些老朋友们在一起，会挺高兴的。
爸，这不让抽烟。
我这没想抽烟。
你把机票给我看看。
啊？
看，你是不是太着急了？离飞机起飞还有2个多小时。
哦，哎，这种事儿啊，赶早不赶晚。
我给你买点吃的，飞机上的东西不好消化。
哎，你来，你坐这儿，再让爸爸好好看看你。我这把年纪了，我不想忘了你长什么样。那丹丹，我是爱你呀，你别知道，我想他，我有照片，我看我认识，
爸，在这等我啊。
你干嘛？
你哪也别去，我很快回来啊。
哎。
Daddy.
Grandpa! 丹丹，真是好孩子。爷爷回北京一定会想你的。
爸，我想过了，我们一起回去。Dennis, you stay here with Grandpa. I'm going to get our ticket. We are going back with him. Okay?
But Mommy.
大东，你说什么？
我来美国那么多年，我一直把这里当自己的家。现在家已经破碎成这个样子，我待着还是什么意思？回到北京，我们还可以过团圆的日子啊！
真有出息啊！你想逃跑吗？你想放弃这场官司啊？还装作什么事情都没有发生过？你这么回去， 你还是一个在美国虐待了孩子跑回中国的逃犯。生活就是这样，什么事情都可能发生，你躲是躲不开的。你来美国之前，不是准备了要面对困难的吗？大同啊，把丹丹带回去，就按照你说的，把孩子培养成一个正直的人，有出息的人。回北京会给你们写信。
Daddy, look, you're on TV.
Asian male between
Look,
35
that's me. I'm on TV too.
kidnapping his son, 5-year-old. Please contact airport security if you have any information about either of their whereabouts.
Hey! You! Stop!
Oh, Daddy, he's talking to
No, he's
us.
not.
Yes, he is. Daddy, let's go. Don't let them catch us.
All right, son. Just for you. They won't catch us. Too late, son. We should have given you orders sooner. Now we should have just turned right at the next corner and after that I'll make a left.
Don't turn right. If we turn left, it won't chase us anymore.
Don't worry, son. Daddy promised that they will keep chasing us.
The suspect is driving below speed limit, and he's using his turn signals. It's almost like he's not even trying to get away.
Copy, car 10, stay with him and let it play out. Remember, there's a problem in the car, so be for Over.
Copy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Daddy, there's 7 police cars.
I'm sure there will be more in any minute now.
You're shooting at us.
Yeah? Well, don't worry. I got you covered.
Oh, I don't think you're gonna need that.
Looks like a little pocket 38.
Chop, 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 chop.
told you. Dennis is not just your son. He's mine too. What he did was, it was wrong. He took my son from me. I can't. I won't.
Since posting bail, Mr. Zhu has moved out of his home. He has fully complied with the court's restraining order. I'm here today on behalf of Mrs. Zhu.
I just want to take my baby home so I can take care of him.
Mrs. Zhu, the decision to separate was yours. And please believe me when I say that our only concern is that your son have a safe home environment.
I understand.
Very well. Present your request to the court as soon as possible.
Mrs. Zhu, please remember, after Dennis returns home, if we discover that your husband has been at your house or any other place where Dennis is present, the police will arrest him.
Gua Sha has a history of more than 2,000 years in China. In most cases, illness that acupuncture and massage are able to treat can be helped with Gua Sha as well. Gua Sha works according to the thermodynamic principle that heat opens, cold closes. And now, does that hurt?
Well, no.
With Gua Sha, you can open up the blood capillary. How does it feel now?
A little bit hot.
Hence, Gua Sha is able to stimulate and increase the volume and flow of blood cells, which is beneficial to the blood circulation and has a health restoring effect of reestablishing body's natural biological circulation. All right, all done. Why don't you have a look in the mirror? You would not consider that abuse, would you?
I understand now. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Used to have it all, live in the American dream. Want me to lay down and die. Live in
Let's drink together.
You're barking bullshit.
I'm not even sure. I'm a motherfucker. I'm the damn motherfucker.
You're son of bitch. Barking bullshit. You're the shit.
I'm shit. I'm the fucking dog shit. So who are you?
I am.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that! Don't ever say that! Mm-mm.
童儿，我已经平安到达了，我儿勿念。此行美国，看到你能远在异国他乡有所成就，我真是欣慰呀。我在北京买了几本刮痧的书，先给你们寄去。我还听说一家电视台正在制作一个刮痧的资料片儿，我托人去复制了，不久也会寄去。也许对问题的解决会有帮助的。我呀，一生坎坷，蹉跎成翁，如今别无他求啊，就是盼着你们一家三口能平平安安的，平平安安的。
They sent his best to you, and he asked you to send more photos of Dennis to him.
Dennis, hurry over. Say hi to Daddy.
Daddy, I miss you so much. Why don't you come home now? It's Christmas Eve.
I'll be home soon.
Don't forget to bring me a present.
Of course.
A very, very big present.
Yes. I've already got one.
Is it another video game?
Surprise. You see.
Daddy, promise you'll be home for sure. Promise.
Sure.
Christmas Eve. I hope you have a compelling reason for showing up here.
I got a 2,000-year-old reason. This is Gua Sha. I did not feel any pain.
These are the same marks that Dennis had.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, young man. Merry Christmas, young man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, my face! My face! Christmas! Don't ever touch it!
Hey, young man, you keep hitting him like that, you're going to kill him.
And it's happening now. So if you want a web address that says go to www.tv. That's www.
Hey! Merry Christmas!
Mr. Shute? Hey, man, you can be arrested on sight if you're caught here.
Just open it. This is Christmas Eve. I just want to get back
No,
to my family.
no, can do. Look, you've always been a good tenant and you never caused me any trouble. But I can get into some deep shit if I help you violate your restraining order. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Margaret, but it's gone too far. You know that. We can't just drop the case because you say so.
But he was telling the truth.
We have the proof, Your Honor.
But I have to follow proceeding.
But don't you believe there are exceptions to the rules?
Lorena. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I got it for you.
Come in, please.
We have important information concerning your case.
Don't worry, it's good news.
Judge Horowitz has rescinded the restraining order.
I'm sorry. I was wrong about the tongue.
What's going on? It's a tenant of mine. He lives on the 9th floor. I knew he was going to do that with a lot of...
Mommy! Santa Claus!
Hold out! Hold out! Hold out!
Young! Can't fall. You're still on the company health plan.
Hold out!
Mr. Zhu, I'll come home. It's going to be a beautiful Christmas.
That's on Merry Christmas. And maybe next time you can come in the front door?
Because we don't have a chimney, son. I love
you.
China.
China.
中国。
中国。
Peking.
北京。
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 Great Wall.
Merry Christmas. Bonjour. Yellow River.
黄河。
I'm a panda but nobody.
Comme tu veux. Tu devrais te reposer. Bienvenue à Pékin. お世話くださいましてありがとうございます。
আপনার সাথে দেখা হয়ে আমি খুব খুশি।
I like to hear Beethoven and Bach's music.